Hello and welcome, and you'll find me driving one of the slowest cars in Gran Turismo 7. This is a 1970s Fiat Abarth 595 SS. Now this is the sport version of the slowest car in Gran Turismo 7. So this car comes in with a whopping 30 brake horsepower. Yes, just enough to get you up a hill. So it goes without saying that this car is a pain to drive. There is no real joy that you receive from this vehicle. However, when you throw some extra power at it, it's not that bad. Once the standard engine is fully upgraded, we almost triple the horsepower, taking it from 30 to a groundbreaking 87 brake horsepower. I know, it does seem like a lot for this vehicle, but if we actually look at this vehicle's layout, it has a short wheelbase which is perfect for corners. It is rear engine and rear wheel drive, which means it's basically a Porsche 911. And just like a 911, there's always a chance that it's gonna try and kill you. Now with the tune, the car is actually drivable and has decent power compared to some of its competition. Now for the cars around that time period, this car will demolish any of them. However, if you do want to race it against some more modern vehicles, you're gonna get left in the dust. So Gran Turismo has actually fixed this issue. With update 1.27, we are able to engine swap the little Abarth. We can K20 swap the 595. Now this is gonna bump our horsepower from 93 all the way up to 300 plus. So that is a massive difference, and it's gonna completely change this vehicle. And the thing is, we haven't even fully upgraded it yet. Once you spend all your money on this engine, you will get a power output of 508 brake horsepower. So that is a big figure in a very small vehicle. I decided to run a small test by going and setting a lap time with the stock motor fully upgraded, and then see what lap time I can get now with the engine swap motor fully upgraded. Now with the stock engine, the car performed quite decently. It did have enough power to smoke up the rear tires, which was kind of fun, to be honest with you. And going around the corners with it being such a small wheelbase, the car is quite twitchy, and even under braking, the car doesn't really like to be too stable. So that's really the only concerns that I had. So I thought with the engine swap, I just thought these very problems would just be increased tenfold, and the car would basically be undrivable. With the standard engine, I was able to do a 1 minute 11 seconds. Once behind the wheel of the engine swap Abarth, you can feel that this car is a savage animal. This car does not want to be tamed, but that's part of the fun. It's part of the challenge of trying to get this car around the circuit as fast as possible. Now I have no traction control on, so the rear end is breaking out, but hey, it just makes the whole experience so much more exciting. So you can get the car to slide, but I wouldn't recommend trying to drift it, because with it being such a short wheelbase, the car is so snappy. It's a small go-kart, and if you've ever tried to drift a go-kart, you'd know it doesn't really like it. Now with this vehicle, yes, it does have a lot of bite, but after a few minutes, this car is quite controllable, because you are able to pick up on how the car actually handles, and you're actually able to set a really good lap time. Now the fastest lap I was able to do in this particular session was a 59 point something, which is 20 seconds faster than the standard engine fully upgraded. So that goes to show you how overpowered engine swaps are. Now the whole thing of receiving engine swaps through roulette tickets is so rigged. That entire system is just broken. Now I wish we had a easier way of receiving engine swaps, but sadly we don't. So the K20 swap can go into the Fiat, it can go into the Honda Integra, Honda Civic, on the Beat, the Mini Cooper S, and this. So out of those decisions, personally, I would recommend putting it into the Honda Beat or the Honda Integra. Now, this has the same outputs and performance. I'd say it's closely matched to the Mini Cooper S. If you had the Mini Cooper S, then you don't really need to engine swap it. It's basically the same thing. The main difference is the Mini Cooper is front wheel drive, whereas this is rear wheel drive. So it also does throw some similarities to the Suzuki Cappuccino with how absolutely crazy this car is, and how it actually likes flipping over and just rolling about. So the car is incredibly fun. It has decent power and handles honestly like it's trying to kill you. But that's what's so fun about this vehicle. Now, as I said, I would recommend, if you do get this engine swap, to try it out on a different vehicle. I wouldn't say, hey, this is the one that you need to put it into. So look, that's my personal opinion. If you want to put it in this, go ahead. But this engine swap does have better platforms to go into. So the Fiat, absolutely crazy, out of its mind, and just tons of fun. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.